So, guys, I made it back to campus, man. Uh, I was working. I was
You
working
made it
all the
back to campus,
homecomings.
bro.
Yeah, I was working on the
Dang.
homecomings, man. I decided to take a trip to Tallahassee and
No.
go to the homecomings.
To go
Usually,
to the
I'm at
homecoming festivities
right
on
and
the illustrious Florida Agricultural and
mechanical
Mechanical University,
university.
also
University.
known
Hmm.
as FAMU.
Them
Hey,
rattlers.
shouts out to the Marching 100, man. Shouts out to my uncle Joe Bullock, bro.
So let me tell you about Joe Silly Behind. So me and Joe, I'm on stage. I'm on stage working with Joe. Joe has Ricky Smiley. So me and Ricky Smiley, we're sitting. I'm sitting here asking Ricky Smiley, what do you want me to do? He's like, yo, how about this? How about this? You go ahead and make just clear the way so I can just get on stage. That's all I want to do. So I clear the stage and keep cleared away from him to get up there. Him and the rest of Q's up there like "Rrr, rrr," and all this other stuff. Forgive me, Q's. I mean throw hook up. but like all the "Rrr," you know what I'm saying? They're all hooking it up and all everything, right? So I see one of my uncles in the crowd. He came up and I said, "Oh man, what's up, uncle?" He's like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" So Bullock, he walking by, right? And I said, "Hey, is there any way I can get my uncle and my aunt up to the stage? They want to chill with Ricky, you know?" He's like, "Come on, young blood, you let him up
Come
there."
on, young blood.
So we let him up. Now, keep in mind the rule is you have to have your lanyards or whatever. You can't come up there without the lanyards. So he's calling them up. They come up, you know what I'm saying? So I let them up, and then some more girls come up trying to follow behind my uncle and them, right? And one of them was built a certain way that Joe like, yo. I said, "Hey, you want her to come up?" They're like, "Yes."
Built a certain way.
Yes. She is coming up. I don't care. Let her up. And he slid me $50. I'm like, thank you. So yeah, man. But Ricky Smiley was in there heavy, with the squad, man. They was talking about, man, this is how we do it in
Man, he always show
Florida.
love, man. He always show love.
Always.
But y'all, guess what? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of MVP University. It's your boy MVP JT. I have the whole crew with me, man. Hey, before we get into any other topic, shouts out to my boy Cunny, man. My boy Cunny Westside, the best side is back. Yo, talk to the people, man. Tell them, you know what I'm saying, what's been going on with you, bro.
Man, so I've been working a lot, man. Y'all, everybody, if you're out there, man, please keep your boy in prayer, man. I'm about to start a new career. I want to eventually head to the police academy shortly after a year. But Lord willing, I'll be working with the community service team here in the city of Tallahassee, and making some things happen. But keep your boy in prayer, because here's the thing: this is going to free up time for me to do my podcast.
Yes,
It's going to free
sir.
up time. It's going to free up some time for me to just kind of move a little bit, hang out with the girl, hang out with my lady a little bit, man, and you know what I'm saying, and trying to make things happen, man. And then not only that, it gives me some room so we can travel, because guess what we're doing? We're going to the Senior Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping the whole
No,
entire
hey,
squad can go.
wait. Don't tell everybody,
Oh,
bro.
I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
Don't tell everybody I
We're
secrets
going.
right now.
We're going places that I
We're
need to
going
be able to be
places.
available. Yeah, I gotta be available for. So we're going places.
We're going to a lot of
But,
places.
but other than that, man, God has been really good, and He's been faithful to me and my family. Man, shouts out to my Uncle Brendan. Shouts out to my father. Man, shouts out to my brother and sister, man. Just everybody's just being covered, man. Also, man, man, your boy might be giving somebody a last name, man. So
Oh
keep,
man, what?
keep that
What?
Join
Breaking
the club,
news.
baby. Join
Breaking
the
news.
club.
man. Just keep me in prayer, man.
We gonna keep you in prayer, my brother.
Yeah, man. Ooh, shoot, my light went out. Ooh, it's been that long, guys. So y'all gotta bear with me.
Yo,
Listen.
Professor, man. Hey, what's up, Professor? Talk to the people, man.
So,
Tell them.
so I got this shirt right here. You see the water, you see the shoe, you see the bike. I completed the 31-day local YMCA Ironman challenge. It took me
Okay.
all 31 days, but I finished. Um, you know, so Connie said he may be giving somebody a last name. Someone's had my last name since 2006.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
that was
Yeah.
when I was in 11th grade.
I
Don't
was
don't.
2006. I
But
was.
hey, you see, I look like $1,000,000 though. Because listen, a good woman keep you looking young, man.
Hey, that's
Right.
facts. That's
So
facts.
Professor, you must have been in college then, right?
no, I was not. I
Man,
was not in college.
2006. I was a sophomore in high school.
Y'all
Yeah,
making me
that was
feel old. I'm not telling y'all how old I was in 2006. I'm not telling you.
you had to been what, like 24.
You see, God is gonna smile down on y'all. I was 27.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I was 27 in 06.
Oh my god.
I had I want to say I was finishing my master's degree.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
Wait,
finishing my
27 and 06. So I mean 37 and 16.
Oh Lord. Can JT do math? I don't know. Can he do math? You're trying to figure out how old I am. Can he do
Oh,
math?
he's 47. He's like
No,
like
bro.
40.
No, he's
40
like
he's like 43.
no
Oh,
weird.
no.
Yes.
43.
Yeah.
Yes, easily 43.
Yeah. Okay, man. I can't tell. Maybe like you about 32, man.
Well, God bless you. I
It's cool,
appreciate it.
man. It's
So,
the black, man. It's the
yeah,
melanin, man.
man. Yeah. So we did that.
It's the white lives that matter.
Yeah. We we listen, we doing that.
No cancel.
We are on a home stretch to school. But we also on the home stretch of the college football season, fastest regular season in all the sports.
Man, listen,
This
man,
is, oh no, go ahead. I'm bad.
I'm glad you said that, man. But listen, on Tuesday night, the college football playoffs committee released their first rankings.
You think they talking, JT?
Huh?
They were out of pocket or in their bag.
You know what, Professor? Go ahead and lead us into our first segment.
Let's go to the yard. So first of all, big shout out to the V Report. I was on the V Report. I gave my little spiel about the CFP. It was the first. It might have been a little shocking to some. Nah. Tennessee #1.
The question is, Professor, was they out of pocket or was they in their bag?
In their bag for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that. So, it's a TV show.
TV show, yes.
And so you want people talking. You want to create buzz.
That's what they did. They made sure people were talking.
So when I look at a lot of the reactions, a lot of them try to project forward. That's not really what the committee does. What the committee does is kind of looks at how things are to that point.
Yep.
I would say that really the only thing, and it's not even really a huge thing. I would have maybe flipped Alabama and TCU only because TCU is undefeated. Do I think they're a better team than Alabama? No. Do I think they're more deserving? Yes. And that's kind of the big thing as we get to the home stretch. We're going to start to divide teams. We're going to start to divide between the teams that are the best versus the teams that are the most deserving. Because a lot of people. So one thing that I noticed. So Clemson ended up 4.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw North Carolina State and Wake Forest at the bottom of that top 25, I said, okay, I see what they're about to do with Clemson. Clemson about to hit this top 4, and they just. But see, here's the thing though, because everything's gonna work because Michigan still has to play Ohio State. But if you want to project forward, I would say it seems like the committee they're going to try to have 4 conference champs in the playoff this year.
So I'm finna say this.
It may not happen, but they're gonna try.
You said that last week, but I'm finna tell you how this is gonna play out. So y'all know, you know what I'm
You
saying?
said it last week. We'll tell you how this is gonna play out.
we really, us three really know our college football, you know what I'm saying, landscape. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all noticed every single year, the very first college football playoff rankings, the national title champ is always in the first 4? If you go back and look at the history of the college football rankings, every time they release the first ranking, the initial rankings, the champ has always been in the top 4.
There's one exception. There's one exception. Year? 2012 Ohio State, Cardale Jones, Ohio State.
There was number 4, I think.
No, they were like 12th. They were not in the top 4 in the initial ranking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing that's been consistent has been usually a team that's ranked 1 or 2 usually make it. So pop quiz. There's only been 1 year that all 4 teams initially ranked in the top 4 made it to the college football playoff.
Was that
don't look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up.
Okay.
Was that was it the first year?
No. If I'm not mistaken, I should. This is horrible podcast. If I'm not mistaken,
first we say this. You know, we do this every week.
We do
podcasting. You know what?
If
we
I'm
are
not
for the horrible podcasting.
If I'm not mistaken, the first year it wasn't. No, that wasn't. Was it? Was that Mississippi State?
Was that?
That was in the very first college football playoff ever ranking.
Oh yeah, they were number 1.
They were number 1 the first year. Yeah,
they were ranked number 1. They were the first ones to be ranked number 1.
Who?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
Wasn't that Prescott year?
Yeah, it was Dak Prescott year. They were the first to be like number 1, and what was I about to say? First to be number 1, and first to like I don't know if it was the first one to be number 1, not just number 1, but they were like the first initial everything. So
yeah,
and they had everybody talking. They're like, Bama should have been number 1. Bama is a classic team. Mm-hmm. Why such and such? Blah 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 blah. Like it was a whole bunch of stuff. And then they go on to lose the very next week to I think Alabama. So yeah,
it was that year. It was 2014.
Because they were 7-0 at that time. Up to that point.
And Ohio State was 16th in the first CFP ranking. Mm-hmm. And moved all the way up, got in the top 4, and won a national championship.
So let me ask y'all a question.
It's crazy how that worked, right?
It's crazy how that worked. But here's my question. So Professor's saying that it will be 4 conference champions in the top 4 at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't disagree with that. And here's why I say that. They are setting this up for 2 SEC teams to get in. Let me tell you why I say that. You got Tennessee.
I don't think they're doing that no more. I think that narrative is so overrated. Because we have to. I know you're about to give your point, but I'm just saying it's so overrated because we sit back and we talk about
it is overrated, but at the same time you got to think about it. Kind of look at the history. The winner, typically the SEC championship game comes down to 2 undefeated teams. Typically,
yeah, typically.
So at that point in time, you may have a 1-3 playing each other in the SEC championship game, which means if number 3 loses, they may drop down to 4. Right. So in this case right here, we have Tennessee 1, Georgia 3, Alabama 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. So we already know come Saturday night, 1 and 3 might flip flop or they may stay the same.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think we're looking. We got to look at it through this lens now. Like we got to look at it through the lens of okay, none of this is finite. They do this for people to talk.
Correct.
They do this for people to argue. They do this because, like, at the end of the day, they can say, you know what, we're gonna make Tulane be number one. And fun fact, everybody, I don't know if y'all remember me talking about this some weeks back, but Tulane was the initial was one of the founders of the SEC. So Tulane would be number one. You know what I mean? So we can have this argument, right? And then turn around the very next week. Shoot, they might throw Oregon up there. And here's the oh my god, I got so many things to say about Oregon. But like look at how these weeks build up, because they'll build it up and say, yeah, man, they're gonna be in there. No, they're gonna be in there. We're gonna keep these people out so we can piss people off. We're gonna do this. No, we're gonna push them. No, we're gonna do that. It's a circus. It's a circus. It's a circus until the end of December. I mean, to the beginning of December.
But at the
beginning of December, it's a circus. The very weekend we find out who's going to be in what place, whatever, right? And what usually tend to happen?
We always get a smidge of chaos.
We get a smidge of chaos. And now these fools will scramble and be like, I don't know what to do. Put Pamela in there. Clemson. Is Georgia good? Can we do it, Georgia? Who's the next team? I don't know. Go Big Ten. Like that's what they do.
I will say this though. This is so fantastic.
It is
because, and I want to get in the weeds on this just a little bit in a minute, because there's so many teams that legitimately have a road to the CFP. We're not just talking about Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson, and Alabama.
Correct.
I want Pac-12 to be in there so bad.
So
I want USC, Caleb Williams to be in there so bad, bro.
They had a chance until they faced Utah.
But is that fair? Because I feel like the moment an undefeated Pac-12 team loses one game, then the Pac-12 is out.
But okay, so one is not fair, but at the same time, let's look at the history of what the committee has done. Me personally, I feel the committee is Pac-12 or Pac-8 or whatever you want to call it, the Pac. They're a bias towards them. When the last time have we seen
they bias towards them? They bias against.
Yeah, bias against them. Like, bro, like it's been a year where Oregon should have been in the top 4. You know what I'm saying?
Oregon does this thing where they pretend, bro.
But Oregon, okay. So if that's the case, then Oklahoma pretend every year Oklahoma's is in there. What happens to Oklahoma?
Oh yeah, Oklahoma gets trashed.
Every single year. They constantly put them back in there. So here's my thing. Right now, the Pac-12 has an opportunity to slightly get in, and here's why I say that. You got Oregon, who's playing great football right now, sitting at 8. You got USC playing great football, who's sitting at number 9 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I personally feel like they're going. I think they meet. Did they meet up later this year? Oregon and USC.
No, Oregon.
Yeah, they met up.
No, if I'm not
mistaken, Oregon State.
Oregon and SC would only play in the Pac-12
championship. In the Pac-12 championship game. So that would cancel. That will cancel those 2 out. So here, looking at the top 8, we're not gonna go. No, look at the top 9. We're not gonna include LSU to even get in. Okay, looking at the top 9. Georgia, Tennessee gonna cancel each other out. Michigan, Ohio State gonna cancel each other out. Possibly Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee gonna cancel each other out because one of those 3 teams are going to be the SEC champ. TCU is the only lone team right now sitting undefeated at 7 who has a possibility of sliding in if they win out.
Okay, hold on, JT, because you did it. Perfect segue. So this is what I want to do. Let's go coast to coast. And let's come up with a list of teams. Legitimately, that have a chance at the college football playoff?
I'll go first.
So let's start in the ACC.
Ooh, and that's my only concern because I do not think Clemson will get in. If Clemson right now will run the table, win the ACC, and not get in. Let me tell you why. Because I don't think the committee think they're good enough for that. They put Clemson at 4 for a reason. They put Clemson at 4 for a reason.
There's no way the committee is going to leave out an undefeated Power 5 conference champion. If Clemson runs the table,
Clemson's in.
If Clemson runs it, eight brand recognition, their name, they've got a natty. That's number one. Number two, they're ACC champs. There's no way Clemson.
Who they play next week?
But hold on now, because before we argue all this, we know that undefeated Power 5 conference champs go to the playoffs. So Clemson has a map. I'm gonna tell you who else got a map from the ACC. Believe it or not, North Carolina. They got one loss,
but they're sitting at 17.
They are. Ohio State was 16 in 2014.
You're right, but Ohio State end up winning the conference.
But can we be honest with each other?
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina.
No. I'm not. No, hold on, because I don't want y'all to overthink this. I'm not saying they will or they won't, but there's a road. Okay. That road will likely include that smidge of chaos.
Okay.
But a one-loss North Carolina, JT, you know how I feel about my man Drake May.
I know.
And oh my goodness, he was balling last weekend. He was dropping dimes on people. Anyway, I won't go there.
I think he got like 30 touchdowns.
Man,
so far.
Drake.
He's not a Heisman contender.
Drake May is what they thought Sam Howell was gonna be.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He made it. Okay, let me just say this. He made a throw to Antoine Green, rolling out to his left, across his body, and a dime right on him. Like Green. It was a skinny post. Green didn't even try.
A great pass.
So North Carolina there's a road there. One loss. They're going to get to Charlotte. They're the best team in the Coastal. They beat Clemson. There's an argument. So that's two. What would you say? 3 from the SEC?
Mm-hmm. You talking about with a clear road path?
That have a legitimate path to the playoff.
Yeah, 3.
So Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama.
Yep. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say 2. No, all three have a path, but here's my only concern with this. Okay, hear me out. Georgia, Tennessee, both undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. One of them will be losing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, 1 loss. Now you got 1 loss to Alabama, who's going to most likely win the West.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a 1 loss Georgia or Tennessee sitting in number 2, but in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say hypothetically, Alabama wins the SEC.
They're in.
But now what would you do with Georgia and Tennessee? Because if you look at the resume, who has a better resume, Georgia or Tennessee?
It depends on who wins this weekend. I think it depends. But that proves the point that all 3 teams, they have a road. Number one, between Georgia and Tennessee, if either one of those teams, whoever wins Saturday, if they win out, they're undefeated. It's a lock.
Yeah, they're in.
And I think we all think that Alabama's going to figure out a way to get to Atlanta.
Of course.
So if Alabama loses, they have 2 losses. That's a wrap for Alabama.
That's a wrap. But here's my question though, Professor. Mm-hmm. If Alabama wins the SEC title, who resume looks better?
That's a good question. That's a fantastic
question.
Who
resume looks better?
I think if let's say Tennessee loses, but they lose in like triple overtime.
Mm-hmm.
and then Georgia loses the SEC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tennessee's got a better resume than Georgia.
Right now, Tennessee resume is way better than Georgia's.
Tennessee, and I think that's why I didn't have a problem with Tennessee
I
being
don't
ranked
hear that.
first.
Tennessee resume is way. Tennessee has every okay. Let's do a rundown. Tennessee has beat who? What was it?
Well, let's start with the team on the screen because when they played Pitt, Pitt was ranked.
Pitt was ranked.
I want to say Tennessee has 5 wins
ranked
over teams that either are or were ranked.
Correct.
There's not a team in the country that has 5 wins over ranked teams.
And Tennessee has done. Tennessee has done it on the road and they've done it at home.
Yes. That
so overall, if okay,
now I want that to happen. I just want to see people's heads explode.
But here's my thing. I don't care if Tennessee wins or loses this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee resume speaks for itself, and they should, no matter what, be at least a number 4.
They can't lose. They can't get smoked.
They can't if they can't get smoked. It gotta be a close game.
But it's so funny you said because it's so funny you said because I'm gonna tell you honestly, I actually think Georgia needs to win this game more than Tennessee.
Absolutely, Georgia struggled against Kent State.
I think Georgia was trying to figure themselves out against Kent State.
Okay,
what about? I think you know, I mean, you saw what they did to your boys. I think they figured it out.
No, they didn't figure nothing out. We're trash. We're not a good team this year. I can honestly say that. We're not a good team, but
I wish we could just cue up all the stuff he was talking about Florida last week.
Yeah, because I was a fan.
He was a fan.
Now he's in reality.
I know that. Well, we'll get to the game picks in a second. Let's go to the Big Ten real quick. There are 3 teams in the Big Ten that have a roadmap to the playoff. And y'all not gonna want to roll with me on the third. Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Oh, true. Very true.
No, don't smile.
Illinois.
But at this point, Conrad, you should already know about doubting me. You doubted me about Syracuse. You doubted me about Oregon State. Don't doubt. Listen, they win the West. They're going to play either Ohio State or Michigan in the Big Ten championship game. If they find a way to win, once again, like North Carolina, they're going to need this smidge of chaos. But there's a road there.
So I'm going to say this. The final line, November 19th is going to be the game that will determine their fate.
If they beat Michigan, west side from the best side. You gonna tell me if Illinois beats Michigan, and then let's say they play Ohio State, I think it would help.
Go Noles, thank you.
It would definitely help if Illinois, like if they end up not playing, if they ended up not playing like Michigan twice somehow, if they ended up playing Michigan and then beating Michigan. And then going to the conference championship game and then beating Ohio State. There's no way the committee would leave them out after those 2 wins.
No, they're not going to leave them out. But here's the thing: they're going to try their due diligence to say, you know, I don't think Illinois is ready for the stage. We're going to go ahead and leave them out this year. Let's go try to find another. Let's try to find another team that's probably more worthy. Let's check on LSU. LSU might be coming back to the top.
LSU got 2 losses. Listen, LSU got 2 losses. They're not.
I know. Hey, but before we
win the SEC championship, LSU's not going to the playoff.
All right. Before we continue, I just want to give a shout out to Vincent. Vincent's my old teammate, man. Played football together, man. That's my dog, man. That is my dude. Shout out to you, Vincent, man. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, go Noles.
Shout out to Vincent. Every day. Go Gators.
Yeah, man. So the whole team loves you right now, Vincent, for coming through, bro. Thank you.
I'm not gonna necessarily say love because he said go Noles, but you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you for viewing this.
Watching.
You know what I'm saying. I appreciate you for watching because last game of the season, Florida State. You know what I'm saying. Florida gonna win, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Hey,
I got this. I got this book about the Miami Hurricanes. I did not go to Miami or am a fan, but so let's go to the Big 12.
Can I ask a serious question now? Let's go to the Big 12 after this.
Yeah.
Now you know what let's go to Big 12 because this might be film session. This might be a film session question. Never mind. I'll wait for film session.
Other than TCU, is it another team in the Big 12? I think TCU is the only team in the Big 12.
TCU is the only team in the Big 12. Yeah. This Texas gauntlet that TCU finna go through now is going to really determine their fate because they got Texas Tech this week. I want to say Texas Tech this week. Texas the week after that, Baylor the week after that, then Iowa State. This Texas gauntlet is going to determine who they are because they only got one game at home in this gauntlet, which is the one Saturday. Because Texas Tech, they go to Texas, then they go to Baylor.
But
so
I don't think they got an issue in these games. Here's why. I think they come to these games and they show up, and I think because they are being groomed to show up. They're not coming to the games lackadaisical. They're playing on offense. You know, of course, Big 12. We always have that thing with their defense, and their defense is always struggling. We already know about that. But TCU for the most part, Texas Christian University, they show up when necessary. I mean that's just been their history. It's like they'll show up. They either show up or you just outplay them. But regardless, they're going to show up. It's not going to be a question because a lot of these other teams, they have problems showing up. They have problems, executing. They have problems finishing games, and honestly, that's actually most of college football. Again, that's something I want to touch on in the film session. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that one.
So every other team in the conference has at least 2 losses. So.
Now, I wanted Kansas State to do something.
They so bipolar.
They are bipolar.
No, they're not
bipolar, man.
And they would have beat TCU had they not been on a third string quarterback. If they would have, because Will Howard was dropping dimes on them,
and not even that, he was running,
and then he got hurt, and then when he got hurt, they really couldn't do nothing on offense. So let's go to the Pac-12. I would argue there are 3 teams. Now, most people will say 2, but I say 3. I think the Pac-12 is going to come down to the Battle of Los Angeles because you still got UCLA with 1 loss.
Correct.
I think it's Los Angeles.
I think Oregon should have a map. But the committee's been fairly consistent. They're not going to take teams that have bad losses. And the fact that I think there's an argument to be made. First year head coach, transfer quarterback,
Bro, it's Bel Air versus is literally Bel Air versus doggone South Central LA.
So
that's what it is.
Hold on.
It is.
Let me ask you a question real quick because you made a very good statement, Professor. Is that Georgia loss a bad loss?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the game wasn't close.
So hear me out.
And I don't think it's fair, but the game wasn't close.
The reason I'm not gonna say it's a bad loss. Let me tell you why. That's the first loss of the very first game Dan Lanning has as a head coach. The very first game Bo Nix has had as a starting quarterback for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that offense have been on a field playing against another team versus practicing against the second string team. Okay, cool. Anybody playing Georgia the first game of the season, of course Georgia coming out hot. They're the reigning national titles. They are the big dogs now. Cool. But what Oregon has done this past 7 weeks? Bo Nix has been on fire. But Oregon will be in the Pac-12 title game, and I'm going to go on record and say it right here. I think UCLA will beat USC.
UCLA had a tough time with Bo Nix. They had a tough time with a mediocre quarterback in Bo Nix. And let me not say that. Bo Nix, I'm not going to go off the handle and call you a mediocre quarterback like everybody in America is doing right now. I'm going to call you this. You're sometimey. You're sus.
But he wasn't. He hasn't been sometimey this season.
You haven't. He was sometime. He went. They thought they were ready for an SEC powerhouse, and then after that, they started winning games.
I think it's one other thing to consider about that game. Technically, it was a neutral site game,
right?
Correct.
But the game was in Atlanta,
which technically is not a neutral site.
It's a neutral site game to Georgia.
It's not a neutral site.
It's a home game.
To me, neutral site would have been like having that game in the dome,
in Denver,
in the dome in St. Louis.
No, a neutral site.
A St. Louis game. You know what I mean?
Man, a neutral site would have been in Jerry's house.
But see, even
Jerry World, that's still south.
No, that's neutral though.
No, you have to go. You have to go.
It's more neutral than Atlanta.
You have to go either mile high. You have to go mile high, or you go St. Louis. And because St. Louis is the closest, it'll be the St. Louis game.
I'm saying, like they should have the game at Soldier Field. That's neutral site to me.
True,
but I think that gives
Soldier Field's not a neutral site.
Why not?
It's not neutral.
Illinois in the middle.
Is the site dead in the middle?
Close to it.
Close to it.
Yeah. But that gives us about 15 teams that have a legitimate, arguable map to the college football playoffs. I don't know if we've ever had that at this point in the season. That's going to make these games fantastic. Like TCU's going to have to run that gauntlet. If they lose the game, they're done. They're going to have to run that gauntlet. You got Illinois playing Michigan in November. You got Georgia, Tennessee this week. I'm going to tell you, LSU, Alabama's also going to be sneaky good.
Yes, sir.
So we got to talk about it. Finally, Auburn has cut ties with Brian Harsin. If you would go out of your way, go to SaturdayBlitz.com. I wrote a couple weeks ago that I felt that Auburn did not have to be in a hurry to fire Harsin. Number one, because they were not going to really save money. This recruiting class was a wrap. This season was pretty much a wrap. And then they fooled around and started playing hard for Harsin. But I felt very strong that they were going to hire an athletic director before they hired a new head coach. And they went and got John Cohen from Mississippi State. So now they have their AD, and now they're on Coach Watch. Connie, tell everybody why Coach Prime's going to Auburn.
It's the prime effect, baby. It's the prime effect, bro. Did you know? Now, bro, Prime has got the city of Jackson in the green. Do y'all know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
They're in the green for the first time in almost, oh my God.
They are making money in Jackson, Mississippi.
Maybe 50 years? Maybe 50 years?
Economically.
They're in the green?
Can I ask y'all a question?
Hold on. Let me point.
Okay.
They're in the green after 50 years of being in the red. They're in the green. Now, let's talk about what Prime can bring to Auburn. Now, here's people like, yo, man, we gotta go get Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is not gonna give you what Prime will give you. Prime will give you that. It's Prime, baby. No, Prime will make your Under Armour jerseys look better. Prime would not only he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need money by all cases, but Prime will give you something that Auburn is in need of. someone to combat what was that one name? Nick Saban. And not just combat Nick Saban. Look Nick Saban in the eye and say, I wish you would. Prime gives you that. Prime gives you that. So
Well, they
Auburn
still do
family,
athletic commercials together.
they still do athletic commercials together. Y'all, not only that, y'all get the athletic check. Y'all get the athletic check. Bro, Prime will give you something. Hey, put the camera on me, JT. Put the camera on me, JT. Prime will give you something. I'm talking about he is going to punch Nick Saban in the mouth every year for y'all. It may not come in glorious wins, but he's going to stick it to Saban. And that's the only thing that y'all want. Y'all don't care about nothing else. But let's beat them boys in Alabama. Let's beat Bama. Let's beat Bama. Let's beat Bama. Y'all beat Bama consistently like they beat y'all. Y'all not on top of the West like Bama's consistently is. Bro, y'all are a classic team. Auburn. They used to be fear from that team. Now y'all just we'll get somebody mediocre. And then you got people making jokes like, should we get a coach that hasn't coached in the SEC before and doesn't have any SEC prestige? Man, bump that, bro. You need the Prime effect. You're gonna get those recruits that you want, huh?
Okay.
And you know that money look good, you know what I'm saying? And you get the Barstool money. you get the Chevy money. you get the Netflix money. Oh, y'all ain't know he had Netflix money? That man got Netflix money. Not to mention you get Shador Sanders, who is a Heisman contender in this realm. He's a Heisman contender now. Imagine what he do for y'all. And then you get good old Travis Hunter, and then you get the rest of the squad. You think it stops there? You get these new freshmen. You get all these boys. Everybody gonna come play for Auburn. Cause who? Cause it's Prime, baby.
So here's
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I got something to say.
I'm just gonna ask it. I'm gonna write about it. Do you see those old, wealthy,
that's the only thing,
white men?
That's the only thing.
Letting Deion Sanders tell them, be quiet, get out my way, write the checks, and let me win your championship. Let me give you some premise on that real quick, because y'all might not remember this, but I remember when guys like Pat Forty and Dan Wetzel and all those old school Sports Illustrated writers were writing about Alabama. Could you still win a national championship at Alabama? Because the boosters were so out of control. That's why they had an opportunity to hire Sylvester Croom and have him be the first black head coach in the SEC. The boosters blocked it, and they went and hired Dave Shula, who was awful in the NFL. I don't know why they thought he would be good in college. And then when Saban came, now the difference between Saban and Prime is when Saban went to Alabama, Saban had that natty. So he could say, hey, y'all want a natty? Write the checks, get out my way. And if I don't win one, fire me. There's answer that question first, then I have another one.
So for all my viewers that's watching this, please excuse my French. Man, hell no, man. Man, no.
I don't think so.
Okay, listen. As much as I like what Prime is doing in Jackson State, bro. I love it. He's bringing spotlight to the SWAC, which much needed.
Second question after that, go ahead.
He's bringing attention to the HBCUs, because bro, the HBCU as a whole made history this past weekend. What history are you talking about, JT? College game day was on the campus of an HBCU.
FAMU did it first.
FAMU did it first, but to this magnitude.
FAMU did it first.
It wasn't to this magnitude.
We had Lee Corso.
And that was one of the highest.
You had Lee Corso, but it wasn't to this magnitude,
we had
though, bro.
Lee Corso. FAMU did it first.
Okay, Cunny, let's be real, bro.
He was sick, though.
Let's be real, Cunny.
It's not, but bro, y'all get Pat McAfee, which Pat, you are a GOAT. I don't care what anybody say. You are good. I love your show, bro. So I'm not ever diminishing you. But what I'm saying is, we had the mascot head.
Okay, Cunny. Do you think? Like that, let's be real. Do you think if Lee Corso was not sick, he would? Do you honestly think he would have missed the episode?
Oh no, of course not. Of course not.
So
he missed it.
But it still don't matter, bro. What ESPN did on that particular show, that particular day. Let's look at both shows. They highlighted FAMU, but at the same time, they didn't highlight HBCU other games. On College Game Day Saturday, they showed I think two or three other HBCU games as a pick 'em.
But the big talk was still what? The big talk was still who's going to be the first round of playoffs? Who's going to be number one?
But still,
who's going to be number one? A bunch of people were. That's all they were talking about. They weren't talking about nothing else.
But my question
they weren't talking about nothing else.
My question is: are these old wealthy white? Because
no,
Westside, yes, Prime got all that money, but Auburn don't need it. Auburn's about to pay almost $30
Prime is looking for opportunities for his coaching staff. So you know what that means?
But my question is, because he is not, Deion Sanders will not stand for people nosing in his program. And my question is these old wealthy white dudes gonna let a black man tell them to be quiet and get out of his way?
Not at all. Nope.
I don't think they are.
Nope.
I think they'll show. I think they'll show.
Because here's the thing: at the end of the day, y'all want y'all university to look good. There's only one person that's out there that can make that university look good.
Not really.
He just happens to be
I'd be doggone. I'd be doggone, bro. If they don't go out there and get that man, bro.
We'll see.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you why they're not gonna get him. Because right now you got two coaches that's on the sideline right now that potentially might be candidates. He's a defensive analyst for Georgia, Will Muschamp. A possibility, and Dan Mullen is still out there. A possibility.
Okay. First of all,
no. Run the fade for Will Muschamp. Run the fade, JT. No, I want to run the fade for that because that's foul, bro.
Way.
That's foul, bro.
And they won't get Mullen. You're not going to fire Malzahn because you claim he wasn't recruiting Atlanta well. And then you fire Harsin because he didn't recruit well to hire Mullen, who don't want to recruit.
Okay, so on this right now,
you mentioned Jordan Staff. I'm gonna self-promote one more time. Go out of your way. Go to the MT MVPN blog site. I wrote Auburn's wish list, and I'll give you a name from that staff. Who, if you know, you know. That I think if they don't, they're going to try to get a sitting head coach. It's Auburn. They think they can get one. But if they don't, Georgia's run game coordinator, Dale McGee.
BS.
Let me tell you why. Hold on.
BS, bro. BS.
They also might try to go after, I think it's UCF's D coordinator, Travis Williams. He's either D coordinator, D-line coach. Here's why. Number one, both of those guys are the best recruiters on those programs.
Correct.
And Dale McGee played at Auburn, started his coaching career at Auburn. He's an Auburn man. And now I think it's laughable that Auburn probably won't go out of the South, because I'm going to tell you one guy who I think will work at Auburn, but he's not from that footprint. I don't know how long they want to put up with his shtick, and this may sound crazy, but I think PJ Fleck will work at Auburn.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Get out.
First of all, I'll get.
No. First off, we're not going to continue rolling with dog. Keep rolling with PJ Fleck. Get out of here. PJ Fleck. PJ Fleck. You know what he is? They're not going to fool PJ Fleck. They're not going to fool PJ Fleck. They know dog. They're not going to fool PJ Fleck. You know why?
Why?
Because PJ Fleck on that. We talking about conservatives. Conservatives ain't going to fool with no PJ Fleck. They will fool with Prime before they PJ Fleck. I guarantee that.
Okay.
They'll fool with Prime.
Bro.
Anytime you're trying to take prayer out of the doggone circle, oh no, them conservatives are not having that. I don't care what anybody say. You're not for the PJ Fleck.
That's not what happened though.
PJ Fleck is not. I refuse to believe that.
No, that's not what happened. His star running back's a Muslim, Mo Ibrahim. He gave Mo, and I think there are other couple Muslims on that team. He gave them the opportunity to choose because PJ Fleck, by all accounts, except when you see him lipping cuss words on the sidelines, is a heavily devout Christian. But Fleck, number one, he wouldn't be scared to go against Saban and Kirby in recruiting. He's a creative recruiter, and I don't want to hear that, bro. I think that's something that.
So what is Prime?
That's not. No, I'm just being honest. I'm not talking about his qualifications. I don't think they're going to hire him because he's black.
Yeah.
If I make that clear enough, I don't think they're going to hire him because he's black. The SEC has had 5 black head coaches in 100 years. And one of those black head coaches coached at Vanderbilt. I'm sorry, 2 of the black head coaches coached at Vanderbilt, and one of them coached at Kentucky before Kentucky is what it is now. I'm in a Slack group with Saturday Blitz, and we were talking about Alabama, and one dude was like, James Franklin is going to bide his time until he takes Saban's place at Alabama. I said, I don't think Alabama's going to hire a black man. I don't see Auburn hiring a black head coach. I don't see it. I just don't.
Like, don't get me wrong.
It reminds me of when Texas hired Charlie Strong, and their largest donor said of Charlie Strong, "Oh yeah, I think he'd make a good assistant coach."
So, Connie, don't get me wrong. I love Coach Prime. He's a great coach. I love what he does. But at
they
the
will
end
be
of the,
foolish.
At the end of the day, bro, it's now becoming. It's going to come down to what Professor said. Are those men, older men, the boosters, going to sit there and say, are they going to take orders from Coach Prime? Because Coach Prime is going to demand that they stay away from his program.
Keep in mind, and I want you to hear me out. Keep in mind, there are 2 black billionaires that's still part of Auburn's booster club. 2 black billionaires. Not to mention they got millionaire football players that still give to that school to this day.
Who?
You're telling me millionaire football? Come on,
yeah.
You know Cam still.
Bro, come on, no, he does not. Bro.
He
does not get back to that school.
He gives back to that school.
Here's the thing. You are correct. Auburn has 2 black billionaire boosters. They have a dozen
2 black billionaire boosters.
They have a dozen white billionaire boosters.
So I get that. No, it's not about taking. It's not about taking control. Let's keep it like that. It's literally not about taking control. Because here's the thing. If you really want your program to be ran good, you gotta have your coach run the program. We all know your coach has to run that program. But what can you do if you got someone who is like, yo, my money better go to someone that's qualified, not disqualified, just qualified. You know what I'm saying? So follow me here. What Prime is going to do is show like, yo, you don't got enough. You don't got. If you pull out, I got enough to pull back in. You got enough to pull out. I got just as much to pull back in. My money long.
It ain't that long.
That's what Prime gives you.
So,
Ain't that
So
long.
if they pull out, be like, I don't want to be part of this no more. Cool. I'm here.
okay, I get what you're saying.
I'm here.
I get what you're saying.
Resources, I'm good. I'll pull in. See, that's the type of effect Prime has. Prime works with Walmart. Walmart is the most one of the most richest companies in America. It's the richest company in America. And Prime got him in the pocket.
But I also think that Prime wants to go someplace where he's not the one having to pull the resources.
Yep.
No. That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna pull the resources, but the thing is, I believe Auburn is smart enough to be like, you know what? Let them go, bro. Whatever it is, let them go.
But
if these guys got so much to say about Prime being a black athlete, former black athlete, turned into a head football coach who drastically changed a doggone team over freaking night.
Oh, I agree. I just don't think they're gonna do it.
I got to hit you with the Denzel.
Forgive me for my cynicism, but I do think there's one part of this conversation that no one's considering, because I know everyone wants. Because I want Prime to stay at Jackson State and continue doing what he's doing. But when we talk about legacy, there is a legacy piece that I haven't heard anyone talk about, and that is
what's that?
We've never had a black head coach win a national championship.
Yes, we have.
And I do think
we have.
Who?
We talk about CFP, or we talking about black?
I'm talking about FBS, major college football. We've never had one.
Okay, no, never had one. You're right.
So I think one part of this is kind of this idea that he may be the only candidate that we have that could get a job where the ceiling of that job is the national title. And that may be something that he wants. And I'm looking at that flag right behind you, Brother Westside, and Norvell is kind of falling behind that flag behind JT, and the book behind me in recruiting. He ain't got that much juice on the trail, and they go 6-6. They go 6-6 one more year. Prime may be back in Tallahassee.
So I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna go into film session.
Can I ask y'all a question? You think Florida State's willing to part ways with Nike?
No.
Okay, that's all.
No. Nike has made Florida State so much money. Should there be a fool to even try to come? I don't see them even trying to get with Under Armour, because Under Armour won't produce the product that Nike has done for Florida State.
And I don't think that will be a condition of Prime going or not going to Florida State.
I think that'd be a condition.
But here's my question, Connie. You made a statement, and you said if Coach Prime goes to Auburn, Shador's coming with him, Travis Hunter's coming with him. Okay, cool.
I think Coleman either goes with them or Coleman goes somewhere else.
But here's my question though: will Auburn have enough scholarships to do that?
Yeah. Because they
got like 100.
They got hit hard by the portal when Harsin came.
Right.
Okay. Hey y'all, so thank y'all, man. Y'all see how we get into this thing, man. Like, this is what we do. This is what we do. College football is what we do. This is who we are. We talk about college football all day long. So real quick, shouts out to the team, MTMV Sports. We got the V Report. We got Sports Talk with Steve. We got the Full 94. We got Not the Same Podcast. We got the main card, man. Listen, check us out on all social media platforms. Check us out on Twitter. Also follow us on Twitter. _MVPU_. Professor be dropping knowledge on there. He be dropping content after content. Y'all just follow us, chime in with us. And like I said, we got a big contest coming up real soon for y'all, because we need y'all help with a big project. This is a senior project for y'all seniors out there. So listen, we got a big project coming up soon. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in.
Professor's grading it.
Yeah, Professor Great. He's a very he like giving curves. So you know what I'm saying. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, but we're gonna have a good turnout with this one. So thank y'all for another great segment of On the Yard. We're gonna go to the next favorite segment, which is film session. So on last week, we only did 4 games, and of those 4 games, I want to say I picked one of those games as a fan. So I went 2-2 last week. Professor went 3-1. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop onto this thing real quick. We're gonna do it quick and fast.
Professor, you still in the lead or no? You still in the lead?
Oh, wow. I've only lost 1 week. I've only lost 1 week.
Wow.
All right, so let's go ahead and hop into it real quick. Get my notes here. All right, so the first game on the docket: Oregon State, University of Washington. Who y'all got?
This is coming down to quarterback play. Washington's got the better quarterback. Don't make me wrong about Oregon State because they go on to a bowl game for the second year in a row. But I got the Huskies in this one.
Kind of who you got?
I gotta stay with my boys from the West Coast, Washington, but stay with the hometown team.
So I'm gonna go with Oregon State.
Okay.
I think Oregon State right now is playing ball at a high level. I think
playing better football.
Yeah, no, they're playing ball at a high level. They have something to prove.
Gotcha.
I really feel, because personally, I think they feel like they got ranked 23rd. I think they felt like they should be higher. You know what I'm saying? So now they have a chip on their shoulder. And I personally feel like as if they are going to come in. All right, this is the committee. This is how y'all feel about us. We're gonna show y'all, and Washington gonna be the team, kind of, sort of, get the embarrassment. So, you taking these notes down? We all did. Y'all 2 did Washington. I did Oregon State.
Gotcha.
All right, second game on the docket. We're gonna look at Alabama, LSU.
Whoo!
Can I go first?
Yep.
Yes.
I've made it no secret how I feel about Bryce, Jordan, Mahomes, Young. This game's at LSU.
It is.
And this game's at night.
It is. The real Death Valley.
And I'm gonna be for real, man. This is I usually pick with my head, but I'm going half head, half heart. LSU gonna pull the upset.
Are you going with an upset?
Going with the upset.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm going with you. I'm going upset then. Yep. I'm following behind. I'm following behind.
So is this the first time that we have a trio?
A trio upset?
Hey, listen. What y'all know is Brian Kelly starts off rough, but the team always get better. And they are clicking at the right moment right now, and y'all going to Death Valley at nighttime. Ooh, that stadium is gonna be rocking. I got
Alabama.
The type of athlete Brian Kelly has now is different than the athlete that he had before at Notre Dame.
Listen, and Alabama has struggled in true road games all season. They struggled again. Well, A&M was a home game, but they struggled. I mean, they lost to Tennessee. They had their struggles at times against Arkansas. So, if I think Tennessee kind of gives everyone the formula, find a way to block Will Anderson and Dallas Turner, and get the ball against that suspect secondary. And Keyshawn Boutte is better than any receiver Tennessee has.
Yeah.
So, and LSU has found a run game as well. I do, I think if you just look at 22 on 22, LSU matches Alabama talent for talent is when you get into the depth. Is when Alabama can kind of take you out. So I think if everybody stays healthy.
Well, here's the thing about Alabama's depth. Here's the thing about their depth is I think their depth is different. Because their depth is inexperienced. Yes, you got a bunch of 5 stars across the board, 4 stars, all kinds of stars you got. That's cool. But at the same time, man, these kids are still kind of, you're putting them in the background, so they kind of bitter as far as depth go. So I'm not really too keen on the type of depth that Alabama has, because like there's a reason why they don't use their depth. There's a reason why they don't use some of these kids. There's a reason why they say, hey, we want to develop this is the reason why their program worked for many years, because they do certain they have a way of doing things. So that's all I'm saying. Now, can I be quite honest though?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Alabama has a chance against Brian Kelly. Now that Brian Kelly has the athletes that he has. Because Brian Kelly found a way to score on these boys every time they played them. He found a way to slow them down some way, somehow. He found ways. You know what I mean? Yes, you're not going to have that same, pound per pound athletes that Alabama's going to have. But, you know what I'm saying? Now you do. When you was at Notre Dame, you didn't have them, but now you do. You know what I'm saying?
And Brian Kelly can coach.
I mean,
he's not.
That's why I was so scared at the first game of the season. I was so scared. I'm like, there's no way we're going to go into LSU, go into New Orleans and play a Baton Rouge team of LSU caliber. Come on, man.
So we got.
So, hey, we got it. We all going with LSU. Upset. All right, next game on the docket. This game has so much build up behind it, but I'm really mad that they did not play between the hedges at night. We're going to do Tennessee UGA. I really wish they would have played behind the hedges at nighttime, but so I'm gonna go first with this one.
Okay.
Quick, easy answer. Triple H. Triple H is going to go between them hedges. Triple H is going to have a game out of his life. Triple H is going to will that team to victory. I'm going Tennessee, but by a slim margin.
So I found out about why they're playing the game in the afternoon. So when CBS gets their SEC package every year, they get 2 double headers. They'll get 2 noon, 2:30 double headers, and then 2:30, 6 p.m. double headers. And they have to choose those games before the season. And who knew Georgia Tennessee was going to be what Georgia Tennessee is? So that's how that game is in the afternoon and not at night, because they picked it before the season started. That said, this game is going to be every bit as good, if not better, than Tennessee Alabama. Nolan Smith, linebacker Georgia,
out for the season. Yep.
Jalen Carter will play. I
made the right decision.
I'm gonna do my best. Tennessee has been fantastic all year.
What's the name of their tight end?
Who?
Georgia's.
Which one?
You know which one I'm talking about.
Brock Bowers or Darnell Washington. Which Monstar are you on?
Brock Bowers. That's a man.
Monstars. I think I've watched Josh Heupel, unlike Hendon Hooker, who was good at Virginia Tech, star, Brew McCoy, injury-marred career, leading receiver. Jalen Hyatt, same thing. But I think this game is going to come down to the stars, the 4 stars and the 5 stars. And I like Georgia's O-line and run game against Tennessee close in the late game. It's going to be a close one, but I got to go with the dogs because there's one person in America who's happy about where their team was ranked, and that's Kirby Smart. Oh, Kirby Smart got the disrespect all over that locker room.
But at the same time,
you already know.
He did.
How they gonna make them number one? Who won national championship last year? Who won national? We did. Are they gonna disrespect us? You think we're gonna let them come between the hedges and this? Oh, he done played that up all week. Them dogs hungry.
Kind of who you got, bro?
You got the remix to I Am Number 3. What does it take to be number 3? So it's not a remember. And what everybody remembers. Boy, let me tell you. I'm going to go Tennessee. I think Tennessee is. I think Tennessee's ready, man. They've been down for so long, and it's just about time for them to just move and make just put up or shut up. And I think this is the time that they're gonna put up. It's time to put up, man. And they're gonna literally go in there and do what they have to do. So I'm glad Tennessee.
All right. We're gonna hop on. This is not a big game per se, but I say this game will determine a lot. Notre Dame, Clemson.
Notre Dame.
Wow. Quick answer. Professor?
Clemson. Notre Dame can't block them.
Okay.
And Clemson and everybody's back.
Everybody's back. Yeah.
They 6 deep on that D-line, kind of. They're not going to be able to block them.
Yeah, I'm wrong with Clemson. Reason being, Clemson they now know where they're sitting at 4.
How is Notre Dame is a 2-loss team and they're not even ranked.
Because they lost to Marshall and Stanford.
They're a 2-loss team.
In your words, Connie, Stanford is cheeks, my dude.
Superb cheeks.
So we're going Clemson, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
And
Notre Dame.
Wait a minute, I gave you one more about this game. So Will Shipley, Phil Maffa, Kobe Pace might be back for this game.
So Notre Dame 3 losses came against who? Marshall,
Stamp. I thought they only had 2.
No, they got 3 losses.
Who's the third loss?
Good question.
I'll look it up.
Oh my goodness!
I'll look it up.
I'm trying to think who was the first. Who was the first?
Who's the first loss?
Ohio State.
Ohio State was first loss.
Ohio State, yeah, that's right.
Ohio State,
right.
Marshall.
Ohio State beat them twice. They beat them twice. They lost to Ohio State, and then they carried that over and lost to Marshall.
Yeah. All right. So last game, we're gonna take it to the HBCU ranks. FAMU, Southern.
Where's
y'all working? How the game is? I think it's at Southern.
No, it was at FAMU. They played at Southern last year.
You're right. So it's in Tallahassee.
Can I be honest?
Yep.
Who cares?
Wow.
Because and I'm not to be mean. I don't see Prime and them losing. So what are they playing for? Are they trying to go to the playoffs again? Are they going to get a bid? Are they going to be like, hey, can you get us back into the playoffs? Like, what are you trying to play for?
It's so funny you say that. That's why I like FAMU. Because I think if FAMU wins this and finish second, to Jackson State, although they got
9-2.
smoked by Jackson State. If they finish second in the SWAC East, I think they have a shot to get a playoff bid.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
Is it 9-2 or 8-2? 9-2, right?
Who?
Yeah.
9-2.
No, right now for the FAMU 6-2.
That's 6-2 right now.
They got 3 games left, right?
Yeah.
They have to run the table, and they already played Jackson State.
Who else is in their way?
Southern,
No.
You got Southern and Alabama State.
Alabama State right now can't hold water to nobody.
True.
Yeah. They're past. I like FAMU. I don't know. Southern is playing better, but Jordan Lewis has not had the season I thought he would. So I do, and if Jeremy Musa doesn't throw the ball to the wrong team, I think FAMU wins this one.
Yeah, I'm going FAMU as long as Musa keep the ball with the Rattlers, because right now, he has 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the season.
Yeah.
That's not no enormous stat line, but at the same time, you got half of your passes are picks. You got to have picks than touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So, and FAMU's defense is really, I think right now is playing good ball from what I've seen. So, and Southern they just got beat bad on national TV. I don't see that's. I think they're gonna have the Notre Dame effect. You know, the hangover is gonna be real. So I'm taking FAMU on this one, and hopefully they get a playoff bid. You know what I'm saying? I think they will. I think they'll end up with a playoff bid. So that we have it, guys. You know what I'm saying? Those are 5 games for the week. I think last week I went 2-2. Professor went 3-1. I gotta have a bounce back week because the week before that I went 4-1 and Professor went 3-2. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cunning West Side, you know, I don't know. I think because he was all I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow my heart versus following West Side. I'm gonna be the leader. So hey man,
cause don't follow West Side, right?
Hey, West Side may lead you to the best side sometimes.
Maybe.
You see how
sometimes.
But yeah, man. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 12 of MVP University, man. I'm your boy MVP JT. I got my boy Westside with me and Professor Pryor. Hey, once again, check us out on all social media platforms _MVPU _ check out the team MTMV Sports. Check out the V Report, Sports Talk with C 494. Not the same, and the main card, man. We got a lot of shows for y'all, man. So if y'all ever on a road trip, man, just follow us on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Put us in, and we'll get you from your point A destination to your point B destination, because we talk all things sports, man. So thank y'all for another episode. We signing out, man. I gotta go to the library, man. I got work to do, bro. It's getting real, man. So,
well, Campus PD said, "Hey, Conrad, we want you to work." So, I want to see what Campus PD talking about.
Hey, Professor, what you got going on, man?
Man, you know, I open my big mouth at a faculty meeting. Now I'm on all these doggone committees, and they don't pay you to be on the committees. They just want you on the committees. So I got committee work.
So that means you can get us extra funding, right?